Welcome back to the BSV Global Blockchain Convention. For those of you here at the Grand Hyatt Dubai, lovely to see you again. For those of you watching virtually on our live stream, hi, and I hope you've been enjoying CoinGeek TV during the breaks. Remember, if you're watching on the YouTube live stream, go over to our virtual conference platform. For that, you need to register, if you're not already registered, at globalblockchainconvention.com. We're continuing our journey to explore how BSV's blockchain, using the original Bitcoin protocol at scale to do everything it was always envisioned to do, can build a world of good. For this next block of sessions, we're actually going to be exploring the world, taking a journey through various regions and how BSV and blockchain generally can advance growth in those regions. Our first is a presentation from the president of VXTechnologies entitled Trust But Verify Everything. He'll be talking about how his company does that with BSV, but more importantly, telling you about some of the significant advancements they are making with implementation of their products, particularly on the African continent. So let's begin our journey around the world to build a world of good by welcoming to the stage Justin Pauly, the president of VXTechnologies.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Justin Pauly, and I have the distinct privilege of being the president of VXTechnologies. Today, I want to tell you a little story about Vxpass, our transformation into VXTechnologies, where we are, and more importantly, where we're headed. And at the end, we have a very special treat for all of you here and all of you globally. Our story began, simply enough, we solved a problem. The founder of our company, Zachary Weiner, and a brilliant programmer and developer, created a system to verify one type of record. But we quickly saw that this type of verification would have global impact, and we could really develop enterprise-level company based on this process. This tested process starts with a trusted source, sources that we're already used to trusting. Things like governments and doctors and health professional organizations. We have them verify a record. We transfer that ownership to the end user. And that record is now verifiable globally. Our solutions in the VXT ecosystem are broad, but they're all based on the same core technology that allowed Vxpass to become a world leader in healthcare on blockchain. We verify credentials. We verify achievements, such as academic or otherwise. We also have VX Verify, and that is our free program, that is that portal, that verifies this record anywhere in the world. And of course, our flagship product, Vxpass, which is focused mainly in healthcare, vaccinations, critical health records, and things like that. We are addressing global issues on a global scale. The authenticity of records has been a troublesome spot for many years in many places. We are solving that by providing an exit from a cloud-based server where the control mechanisms are limited and not very trustworthy. With BSV blockchain, we have an affordable storage solution, and we also have this wonderful thing, which is that peer-to-peer verification process that all of our VXCred, VXAchieve, and VXPass all operate through. And there's a wonderful sort of side thing that happens when we do this. So when we have records on chain, there's no personally identifiable information. So we have extremely wonderful data for scientists, universities, and governments to make critical health decisions, to have really solid data for incredible research, even platforms like artificial intelligence. If you don't have good data going in, you're going to get bad results coming out. So in the future, we look to expand and be able to use some of these data sets and records that are stored on BSV blockchain to enable other things like AI, better governmental decisions, critical health care decisions, and the lot. And of course, everything that we do at VXTechnologies is obviously mobile-based. The opportunity for us to go from cloud storage and local storage to verify these records and finally put them on chain. So in some cases, we're helping governments and corporations clean up, shall we say, records that have piled up for far too long. Then they're not verified, they're not valid, they're not really sure if they're real. And in other cases, we're starting fresh at the point of truth. If you take a medicine, we can put that on chain and date stamp that on BSV blockchain. And I think we all understand this opportunity funnel that you can see behind me. At the core of everything that VXTechnology does, we really are here for two things. And it's empowerment, and the result of that empowerment is something that we like to refer to as digital sovereignty. So we can empower nations, corporations, most importantly, the end user. And empowering that end user really is that first step into having sovereignty. So borders or attending a school overseas may be a problem if you can't prove you had a polio vaccine when you were a child. Well, you can't get one now, you're not a child. So these critical records give that person sovereignty. And that sovereignty is really the ability to steer your own ship in the world. And by doing these wonderful things through achievements, or let's say I was a diesel mechanic and wanted to go to another country, how do I make sure I can get that same type of job? I have a certification here, but maybe that certification is not valid, they don't understand it, and more importantly, they do not trust it. So with VXTechnologies and our product suite, we're able to give these lasting opportunities. And through VXTechnologies and our platforms, these lasting opportunities, that digital sovereignty is really important because it is trusted. And it's trusted because we can verify it. Our markets are broad, but they all stem from the base brilliant technology that created Vxpass. So a verified record can be a record, whether that's in pharmaceuticals, credentialing. If you're a lawyer and I want to make sure that you're an actual lawyer, I can verify your credential. Other things like doctors in good standing, civil servants that have completed the requisite training hours, forklift operators, whatever it may be. We allow these things to happen because this technology is applicable across many markets. These are just a few wonderful examples that we're tackling today. And in a little bit, we'll talk about where we're headed in the future. So, through our partnerships, and these are just a few of the partnerships that we have up right now. But I want to talk about what Jimmy had mentioned about blockchain and BSV really being global. What does that mean? Well, that means in our company, at VXTechnologies, we have agents in 32 countries as of today. With the partnership agreements we have been signing, that number goes to 80. 80 countries globally. But here's the really fun part. The positive effects that digital sovereignty can bring are tremendous. But it won't happen without scale. And that scale needs to be worldwide. So we're not talking about use cases of 10, 30 people, even 30,000 people. How about 300,000? The populations of those 80 countries is 4.5 billion people. New children are reborn every day. Their childhood vaccine records they will start their life with digital sovereignty in the future. And that's a really powerful statement because we think big at VXTechnologies. We also want you all to think big. Think scale on a level of 4.5 billion people and greater. So, we have a problem though. How do you get adoption of a new technology that's sort of in its nascent form in terms of being a corporately viable product? How does that happen? And we've struggled with ourselves. Elected officials probably aren't attending this conference, know a little bit less than everyone here about what blockchain is, what it can do, and how it can transform the lives of billions of people. And that's fair. It's not their job. But they do have to know about it. They do have to understand it. And it's our job to do that. And so when we first started out, this big ethereal thing that everyone was concerned about, and how do we get away from currency speculation to really show the beauty and the utility of BSV blockchain? So we go to the founder. Zach, we have a problem. We're having a difficult time communicating the power of the simplicity and the simple grace of what BSV blockchain is. And so Zach, as he often does, came up with an elegant solution. And that elegant solution is something that we, VXTechnologies, will be giving out today, free for 1 month, for everyone here in the audience and everyone worldwide. And it's what we call the simplest thing to do. So when we're talking to someone, how do we get them to understand what blockchain is? It's easy. We take them to the chain itself. We let them touch it. We let them put something on chain, and we can do that now in about 45 seconds. And you should see in the meetings the change of tone, the understanding, and the acceptance of what this world can be, and all the good we can do in it, just by allowing them to touch it. White papers are great, but they're hard if you only have an hour, or maybe 30 minutes with a vice president. It's difficult. And so we have taken some time to make it easy for us, and it's a sales tool that we currently use in about 32 countries, and it's one that I hope you all can use as well. Use it to teach, use it to showcase, and use it to expand as we have. I proudly introduce VXLock. It is simply a text box that gets put on chain. The sign up and going on chain takes about 45 seconds, and you can go to what's on chain and verify it, as we like to do at VXTechnologies. And so this now is open for everyone. Please visit VXLock.com, create an account, sign in, do all these wonderful things, and the wall will be created, and you'll be able to post a simple text message, grandma's recipe, bad poetry, whatever you like. But this one is on us for the next month, so please take advantage of this. And as we look to the future about what VXTechnologies is and will be, we are moving at lightning pace to tackle these large markets. 4.5 billion people is not an easy get, and we're headed there. And we could not be there without the support of this community, without the support of BSV blockchain, and our incredible team at VXTechnologies. So, with the short time I have left, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all those people who are out there working as we are to bring some good into the world. And I will conclude with this. This is the same saying that we end every meeting at VXTechnologies with. Our founder, Zachary Weiner, always has the same send-off, and that send-off is the same send-off I will give to you today, which is, please, let's go out and do some good in the world. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Justin. Before you leave off, quick report on deployment of Vxpass.
Oh, actually, I'm going to let Catherine do that.
We'll let Catherine do that on the next panel, okay? Because it's about Africa.
It is about Africa, so
All
I'm
right.
not going to do
Okay,
that.
don't steal her thunder.
I will not.
She's got a lot of
Thank you
thunder.
so much, everyone.
Thank you, Justin. Yeah, definitely talk to Justin about some of the exciting things they're doing to bring blockchain technology to very practical use, especially at the government and enterprise level. We're going to now visit Africa, at least for discussion. You've heard mention of Africa several times throughout this convention and the potential for deployment of blockchain technology there. We are going to have a panel to discuss exactly that, which will be moderated by the Middle East lead for the BSV Blockchain for Government Initiative, Ahmed Yusuf, who's from Sudan, raised in the United States, as he'll tell you, and moved back to, is living in Saudi Arabia now in Makkah, but has a near and dear passion for bringing blockchain to the African